Hello everyone and welcome back to Prestige Reef. Today is day 8 and today is probably the most exciting day because today is the day we get to put water in the system. Now, we have no idea if this is going to leak. Yes. What we do know is the very first connection of the RO unit started leaking. So hopefully that's not going to be obviously how we continue. But there's no pressure. James is here, so he's going to be the one that turns it on. I will take you through obviously what we've done over here. Yes. So do you even know if it's the right pump yet?
No.
Okay. Well, this could end very quickly.
I could put both pumps on, but then it's too much power going through it, so...
Okay, let's just throw them.
Alright. Ready?
Not the right one. Oh, wait, or is it? Oh, look at the anticipation. He looks worried. Right, so what we've done, I got the RO unit working the other day, which has filled this up, and then I have turned this valve here, which you may have seen on my Instagram account, that if we turn fill this tank up, and then now we need to turn on, or we just turn on the Vectra L2s to start filling the first tank. At the moment, it doesn't appear to be going to plan. Unfortunately, when it came time to editing the footage of what actually happened has basically disappeared. So I'm going to reenact it for you. So what just happened, James?
There's a whole bit I forgot to solve one.
So you... uh-oh. This is why you put all the electrics at the top. Yep. Because... unfortunately, well, look, when I think I said before, there's about 800 connections, so I'm not surprised that one of them hasn't been solved and welded. So, I am so glad that I caught that on camera. Look, these things happen sometimes. It happens with all sorts of things. So, look, James is there. He's there licking his wounds, you know.
Finishing the solve.
Yeah. You probably should have done that before we turned it on.
Probably should have done.
But yeah, I needed to clean these pipes anyway, so fortunately, no, every cloud has a silver lining. You know, they're all shiny now. They were dusty a minute ago. Right, James, what we're going to do, we're going to pretend that this is our first attempt because then no one will know. So, yeah.
Ready?
Ready for attempt number 1, yeah? So while that...
Let's do random flow. That's really interesting.
I've
never seen them out of the water before, but you see
it's... you can actually see the random flow, yeah.
That's really cool.
Right, now that we tested the first tank, what we're doing is we're siphoning that tank into this one. The reason we're doing that is because I want to test the plumbing for that one, but also because this water isn't being kept, and I'll show you why. This is what the water looks like, so I thought rather than waste the water, I'm going to fill up each of the individual tanks with the same water, and then I'm going to flush this down the drain, because this is probably not the best things for corals. What this does allow you to see is that just how much flow is being generated, and at the moment there's not a single power head in here. It's all being done by these pipes with holes drilled in them. So there's going to be plenty of flow in this tank. Right, as I said, all that water is going straight down the drain because the whole purpose of it was just to clean the tanks. I didn't want it to go to waste, so do you want to open the valve, James, and let's see if this works?
Okay, ready?
Yep. So this is what I've designed. Oh, I can hear it's working. It does actually. So yeah, I'm going to water the grass with it basically, rather than just going straight down the waste. And I can hear it. Oh yeah, it's coming out. 1. James said this wouldn't work. Yeah, it might not work. It's coming out that one. Oh no, it's coming out here as well now. It's not meant to go out there, that's true. And it's coming out of here. There you go. See? Okay. There you go, and it's now coming out this one. So what's it like to be wrong, James?
It's great. Is it waterlogged?
Anyway, I'm going to waterlog the car. Oh my god, there's so much water. Oh, what could possibly go wrong? Right, so now that James has single-handedly flooded my neighbour's garden, it's time to take you back inside to... That's actually not true. Just so you know, I've already double checked and it's all soaked in. So, James is over here making a lot of noise, and what he's doing now I thought is quite impressive. So, thought I'd come and show you. Right, now as I said before, all of the dosing tubes are coming down to the individual tanks over there. So what's happening is they are running up the white trunking here, and then they run above the ceiling, and then it comes out over here, so that the doses are obviously all here, and then they will eventually be connected to the dosing tanks at the bottom. So do you want to let everyone know what you've been doing, James?
Yeah, so I've been trying to rationalise Ryan's crazy idea of putting these over here.
So we put 8 tubes in, haven't we?
I've put 8 tubes in. I probably won't use all 8, but potentially there's room for extension if we need it. So they're just going to be up, hidden in this trunking up at the top.
It's basically so that if we decide to add things later on, they're already in there. So it's we'd have to like start cutting into the ceiling again. But James has done a much neater job than I would have done. As you can see, it's all in trunking. I would have just, if it was left to me, I literally would have just had all the tubes all over the place. What we're definitely going to be dosing is obviously calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium. And then the other 2 which will probably be dosed are Nopox to control nitrates, and then there will be lanthanum chloride to control phosphates in like very small doses. Then the other thing that is being considered is different types of food. The food will probably be over here with much smaller dosing, where the food's probably going to be hidden behind here with much smaller dosing lines, just because I don't like the idea of food being kept in the dosing lines and then sitting above the ceiling for ages. But obviously I can't wait to get it all up and running. So by the end of the day, hopefully we should be able to have hopefully we'll be able to test it. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to just connect each line, because we have no idea what line goes where at the moment. So we're going to have to just fill each line with water and then just see which tube it comes out that end, and then we can label it. There's one more thing I wanted to show you as well. In many of my previous videos I've mentioned that James, who obviously owns the Polyp Pros with Dave, they do a lot of 3D printing. Well, this room is full of little tiny pieces of 3D printing, where there's been an issue or the problem, and then James has solved it in a different way. So let me show you this. So this little cover here at the top was printed by James just to make it look nicer, and he's just doing another one now, which I'll show you here. So he brings his printer with him, and then any issues he has, he just prints something to solve his issue. So I don't know if there's anything in particular, James, you want to say regarding this, or have I covered it pretty well?
Pretty well. I mean, obviously this is one of 13 printers we have. Obviously our orders recently have gone through the roof. Yes, we've had to expand a bit. I think we're probably going to get a few more printers soon as well. But no, it's crazy. It's just really taken off recently.
I have literally never seen one of these before, and they're actually it's quite interesting to watch.
It's quite hypnotising.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're ordering stuff from the Polyp Pros, this is how they build it for you. Right, it's the end of the day now. James has just gone home. There isn't a great deal more to show you. I know that he has he's plumbed in the first auto top up. The pipe, I believe, runs up here. Oh yeah, there it is, and in between there, and then into the tank. The GHL Proflux 4 is going to be used for the auto top up. So I've got the sensors that will be installed hopefully next week. I actually set up the first Proflux. Remember in the last video I said that I wouldn't be able to resist setting up one of them? Well, I've set it up on the Red Sea tank. So I'm going to set up the KH Director soon. It's because it could be a little while. Although there's water in these tanks, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to put salt in them. And because as soon as these tanks are set up, I'm going to shut down my 1,000 litre tank, which obviously is a huge undertaking. And at the moment I haven't got an awful lot of time. So basically they once I'm ready, they'll be shut down. I don't want to do it in a rush basically, because if you do things in a rush, it won't go well. Eventually this shelf will display obviously the GHL Proflux 4, the KH Director, and then on that side, that space there is reserved for the Arm Director. And then I think I'll show you this because it was in the process. Have you ever seen a dosing setup look so neat? So eventually, obviously, there will be 4 doses here eventually. So basically what's going to happen is there will be a pipe that runs along there down there, so you can't see it, under here, along here, and then over to the barrels. James seems to like to give himself more and more work every time. But yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. We are gradually getting there, step by step. I still don't know, I'm not entirely sure what products I'm going to be using on these systems yet. I've got an idea, but it's likely, well, it's possible that will change. So I know a lot of people are asking what type of systems I'm running. Already throughout this process, even during the build, as you've seen, things are changing all the time. So, but hopefully soon, obviously, the tanks will be salted, and then we'll be ready to get our first corals in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. If you did enjoy it, why not click that like and subscribe button. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.